Hello there, it is time for the Business News Update. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are going to be taking a look at some of the stories making headlines from the business news side of things. We also have the money markets coming up. We take a look at the performance of the Kwacha against the United States dollar. Also coming up later on is some mining news. We focus on the stories making headlines from the mining sector as well as the mineral commodity prices. But for now, let's quickly take a look at the stories and the headlines coming up from the business news. BOZ cuts lending rate by 0.25% for first time in 5 years, and Ministry of Energy assures nation of stable fuel supply. More details are coming up. Now, the Bank of Zambia has reduced the monetary policy rate by 0.25% points, bringing it down from 14.5% for the fourth quarter of 2025. This is the first time or the first rate cut in 5 years, with the last reduction made in August of 2020 when the rate dropped from 9.25% to 8%. Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Denny Kalialia says the decision follows a steady decline in inflation, which eased from above 6% earlier this year to 11.9% in October. Dr. Kalialia adds that the move is aimed at supporting economic activity while maintaining price stability.
Meet Jones Mitelo, who runs a small auto shop in Lusaka's Garden compound. Mr. Mitelo's business has the potential to expand, but he fears to borrow resources to invest in his business due to high interest rates on financing in Zambia.
Experience has been hectic because, for instance, if you happen to borrow maybe 100,000, maybe the repayment period is 2 years. So before you reach 2 years, you discover that you pay maybe twice, because in the long run, again, you discover that they have increased. So it used to be very difficult. Probably those are the fears that we have now.
The Central Bank of Zambia has in the past 5 years squeezed resources out of the Zambian economy by tightening its monetary policy rate, thereby making the cost of borrowing high. However, in the fourth quarter of 2025, the Central Bank has for the first time since November of 2020 reduced the policy rate by 0.25 percentage point from 14.5% to now 14.25 percentage point.
The committee took into account that inflation has declined further in the third quarter, and the projections indicate a faster deceleration towards the lower bound of the 6 to 8% target band over the forecast horizon. The committee was also mindful that inflation still remains above the target band.
However, some citizens have taken to social media to react to the reduction, like Christopher Shi, who writes, "The reduction is too minimal to have any tangible impact on borrowers," while others, like Sinkala Bernard, says it stopped getting loans from commercial banks due to the same increases, while others, like Justin Injase, says he feels sorry for those with HIPT loans. But economist Shabdin Mwemba has commended the central bank for the step taken, saying it will free more resources in circulation, which will benefit most businesses in the country, as citizens will now have more to spend.
I think that the banks now will be somehow be compelled to lend out that money for them to remain profitable. So meaning that money is going to be easily accessible now to a lot of people.
Many now hope the reduction will not be the last, but hope to see the cost of financing being affordable for small businesses like that of Mr. Mitelo. Prudence Chota for Diamond News.
In more business news, the Ministry of Energy has acknowledged reports of fuel shortages across the country, but assures the public that the situation is under control. In a statement, Minister of Energy Makozo Chikote explained that the recent disruptions were purely logistical and not due to depleted fuel reserves. Logistical challenges, in fact, is the word he used. As of Tuesday, November the 11th, 2025, Zambia had over 57 million litres of diesel and over 40 million litres of petrol in stock. The ministry says measures have been put in place to address both short-term disruptions and long-term challenges affecting fuel supply, ensuring stable access of consumers nationwide.
Fellow countrymen, women and the youths, I wish to update the fuel supply situation in the country. The Ministry of Energy acknowledges reports of fuel shortages experienced across the country over the past few days. Following these reports, the ministry has put in place short and long-term measures to address the problems and prevent their recurrence. The ministry further wishes to inform the nation that as of yesterday, Tuesday, 11th November 2025, the country had 57,385,360 liters of diesel and 40,082,000 liters of petrol. The temporal supply disruptions were purely logistical and not as a result of depleted reserves. The ministry expects the situation to stabilize soon as normal fuel supply resumes across the country. The government apologizes to the public for the inconvenience caused and assures the nation of its continued commitment to maintain a stable and reliable supply of petroleum products throughout Zambia. I thank you very much, countrymen, women, and the youths.
Let's now take a look at how the kwacha is performing against the United States dollar as of close of business today as we look at the money markets. Now, as a close of business, the kwacha is now buying at 22 kwacha 35 ngwe and selling at 22 kwacha 73 ngwe. These are average commercial rates for today, the 12th of November, 2025. Coming up shortly, we take a look at the construction commodity prices. Now, from the construction commodity items, for you to be able to plaster your walls, you can be able to purchase this plastering trowel right here that is only going for 424 kwacha for you to have those smooth surfaces, whether it's your floor or the walls in your building. Your construction work can be assisted by this construction commodity item right here. Let's move on and let's focus on this concrete mixer. You can purchase this only for 4,667 kwacha. As easy as that, these are the prices from the construction commodity items. We take a break and focus on the pricing now for food and non-food items from the commodity prices. We'll now take a look at the food items from the commodity prices, focusing on a kg of beef going at 114 kwacha, 2 kg worth of sugar in between 64 to 70 kwacha. You have a kg of sugar in between 35 to 37 kwacha. 80 kwacha gets you 2.5 kg worth of flour. In between 140 to 180 is 5 kg worth of Nakonde rice. A tray of eggs in between 95 to 115 kwacha. In between 165 to 180 is 2.5 liters worth of cooking oil and 5 liters worth of cooking oil in between 235 to 300 kwacha. You can get yourself a 10 kg bag of breakfast milling meal in between 106 to 139 kwacha. 25 kg bag of breakfast milling meal between 204 to 235 kwacha. You have a 10 kg bag of roller milling meal going from between 90 to 100 kwacha. And finally, a 25 kg bag of roller milling meal in between 180 to 195 kwacha. These are the food items and the pricing. Let's take a look at the non-food items and start off with 10 rolls of toilet paper, which is going for 70 kwacha. 175 grams of a tube of toothpaste in between 27 to 35 kwacha. Multi-purpose soap for a bar in between 35 to 45 kwacha. You need exactly 42 kwacha to get you 500 grams worth of washing powder, 1.5 kg worth of washing powder between 115 to 124, and 3.5 kg worth of washing powder between 254 to 270 kwacha. A bar of bathing soap in between 14 to 40 kwacha, and you have 750 mils there for liquid hand washing soap for a bottle. That is exactly 35 kwacha. These are the commodity prices for food and non-food items. We take a break. On the other side, the mining news is coming up.